I'm VJ Hamilton and welcome to the Autoimmune Reset, the place for you to learn how to thrive with autoimmune disease and feel empowered to take steps to transform your health to feel better than ever. You can start making changes today to improve your health. So with every episode, my mission is to share with you simple ways to up-level your diet and lifestyle with key learnings from my own journey reversing autoimmune disease and inspirational stories from those who have reset their autoimmune symptoms and are now thriving in life. I suffered from autoimmune disease for over 25 years and now I live symptom-free, and I wish the same for you as well. So thank you for being here and sharing this time with me. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome back to this week's Friday 5 episode. I'm your host, VJ Hamilton. I'm a nutritionist, scientist, and expert in autoimmune disease. And this week, I wanted to do something a little bit different and share 5 books that I find myself coming back to again and again whenever I feel like I need to slow down, reset, or create a little more space in my life. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes life can feel like it's moving at 100 miles an hour. And this year has just flown by. And we're constantly doing planning. We're looking at what we can achieve. We're thinking about the next thing. And sometimes we forget to actually be present in the life we've worked so hard to create. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. We spend so much time focusing on health through the lens of food, supplements, exercise, and of course, as you probably know from listening to this podcast, functional testing. And of course, you know I love all these things. But there's another piece that is just as important. How safe, calm, and connected do we feel in our everyday life? Because our nervous system is always listening. The thoughts we think, the pressure we put ourselves under, the way we speak to ourselves, whether we allow ourselves time to rest, all these things are signals to the body too. And one of my favorite ways to create that space is actually really simple. Every so often, when I feel myself getting overwhelmed or like I'm constantly in that doing mode, and I can feel it when I start getting into that mode, I book myself into my local spa completely on my own, no phones, no scrolling, no laptop, no catching up on work. And I take one of these books with me, sit with a cup of tea, and I just read. And honestly, sometimes it's exactly what I need. I think there is something really powerful about creating those little rituals that remind your body that it's safe to slow down. So today I want to share 5 books that I think are perfect for that. These aren't necessarily books you need to sit down and read cover to cover. They're the kind of books you can pick up at any time, open a chapter, and take something from it. The first book is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and this is probably one of those books I come back to the most. And I'll admit that I don't think I fully appreciated it, but the more life experience that I have, the more this book starts to make sense. And the whole message is really about learning how to live in the present moment rather than constantly living in your thoughts. And when I look back at when I started improving my health and making choices for my health, I had so many thoughts in my head. My mind was just racing all the time. And this is so relevant when we think about stress and health, because so often the stress we experience isn't actually about what's happening right now. It's worrying about something that might happen in the future. It's replaying something from the past. And I know we all do this from time to time. And it can just create anxiety when we do that and sadness and regrets. It's creating scenarios in our mind that our body then responds to as if they're happening now. Our nervous system doesn't always know the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. So learning to come back to the present moment is such a powerful tool. Sometimes it really is as simple as noticing, what can I see? What can I hear? What can I feel? And coming back into your body rather than living completely in your mind. Number 2 is Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. And I love this one because it's such an easy book to pick up. It's not complicated. It's not heavy. It's just a lovely reminder of the importance of the relationship we have with ourselves. And I think this is something so many people struggle with. We're our own biggest critics. I often pick my clients up on certain language that they're using about themselves. We'll speak to ourselves in ways we never speak to our friend. And that's advice that I will often give. What decision would you make for your best friend? Because that's the decision you should be making for yourself. And when you're healing, whether that's from burnout, chronic symptoms, autoimmune conditions, or just a stressful chapter of life, then compassion really matters. And this is not in a fluffy way, it's in a biological way. The body doesn't heal well when it's constantly feeling under attack, and that can be from your thoughts as well. And sometimes that attack is external, of course, but sometimes it's the pressure, expectations and criticisms we put on ourselves every single day. And this book is a lovely reminder to create more kindness, gratitude and intention in your daily life. And number 3 is The Pivot Year by Brianna Wiest. And this is one I think is beautiful for anyone going through a period of change. And I think so many of us experience these chapters where something inside starts saying, actually, I don't think this version of my life fits anymore. And I certainly went through that. Maybe it's your health, maybe it's your career, maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's simply how you're living day to day, and it could be all of them. And I think transformation often starts quietly. Before we make the big external changes, there's usually an internal shift first. And this book is full of short reflections, which is why I love taking it somewhere peaceful and just reading a few pages. You don't need to do anything with it. Just sit, reflect, and ask, what do I actually need right now? And I think we don't ask ourselves that question enough. Number 4 is The Unexpected Joy of the Ordinary by Catherine Gray. And this is such an important one because we live in a world that constantly tells us we need more. We need more success, we need more achievements, we need more things, we need more experiences. And sometimes we forget how much joy exists in ordinary moments like a morning coffee, or for me, a morning green tea. A walk outside in nature, a conversation with somebody you love, cooking a beautiful meal, sitting in the sunshine, or just having the sun on your skin. I love that feeling. And I think this links so much to our health because our bodies were never designed to constantly chase the next thing. Sometimes healing comes from learning to appreciate where we are already and finding those little moments of safety, connection, and joy in everyday life. And finally, number 5 is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And I think so many people will relate to this one because the idea is really simple. Let people be who they are. Let situations unfold. Let go of trying to control everything around you. And I know that's easier said than done. But for anyone who is a perfectionist, a people pleaser, or someone who feels responsible for everything, this can be a huge shift because control is exhausting. And trying to manage everyone else's reactions, opinions, and choices takes so much energy. Sometimes the most peaceful thing we can do is step back and ask, what is actually mine to carry? And what can I let go of? Those are my 5 books I'm loving for bringing a little more calm and mindfulness into your summer. So that's The Power of Now, Good Vibes, Good Life, The Pivot Year, The Unexpected Joy of the Ordinary, and The Let Them Theory. And maybe choose one, take yourself somewhere peaceful, put your phone away and give yourself permission to slow down because creating calm isn't just a luxury. It's part of creating a healthier life. If you would like to hear more from me on this subject of creating calm and mindfulness, I talk a lot about this over in my free group, the Autoimmune Forum. So I'd love for you to come and join us over there. You can also pop over to my Instagram account, which is at the Autoimmune Nutritionist, where I'm sharing lots of information over there about autoimmune conditions, but also sharing lots about stress management techniques, how to create more calm in your life, how to create more resilience, because that's so vital when it comes to your health. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. You can also respond through fan mail, just to let you know that I can't respond to that, but you can get in touch with me through my website as well if you have any questions about what we've discussed today or anything about what I do. If not, have a fantastic rest of your weekend and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Thank you very much for joining me today on the Autoimmune Reset. I really hope you enjoyed the discussion and be sure to subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. And if you liked it, I would hugely appreciate a review on iTunes as it helps me understand what you like about the podcast and to help share the information with more people. I'm excited to speak to you next time. And remember, you have the power to take the reins on your health. So keep the faith and celebrate the small wins. Until next time.